Hi folks, Papa Squirrel here today, and we are going to be working on our greenhouse again today. What we're going to be doing is putting in some grow beds down this south wall right here, and we're going to be using 55-gallon drums. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut them in half, and we're just going to line them right down through here. We're going to put them up on some benches, and then we'll put some bell siphons in them and things like that, and get them all set up for our grow beds, so we'll be able to plant along this south side. We'll keep a nice little aisleway right here to walk through, and it'll be fun. So I thought this time around, rather than just doing it and then just coming back and kind of letting you see what I've done, I'm going to take you through the process of how I do the whole thing. So what I'm doing, I'm going to cut this in half. And these barrels have a seam on them, and it goes all the way around. It's the molding seam that they use, and it happens to go right straight through the two holes in the top as well. So I'm going to use that seam as as my cutting line. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight it with the Sharpie to help me out in that. And so I'll do the top here first. Just kind of highlight the line, so I know where it's at. It's pretty easy to see across the top, but I want to do that as well. So now I'll lay this down. It does have a little bit of water in it, but it's actually ice and water, so I really can't get it out until I cut the barrel open, and then I'll get a bunch of ice out of it. So we'll tip it over, and we're just going to highlight the seam. And this is just so as I'm cutting along, I'll be able to see what it is I'm doing. And across the bottom, the seam is pretty good as well. So I'll tip it back the other way and highlight the seam as well. Now, I've already done one barrel, and what I've noticed is when I get towards the ends, it kind of pinches the saw blade. So I'm going to do the long sides first, and then the bottom, and then the top. So turn it around, and I got to grab my saw. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, now what I'm using to cut this apart with is my 24-volt cobalt circular saw. Nice little thing. It's why the blade's all blue, is because I've already cut one barrel. I'm going to grab a little screwdriver as well, because when it gets towards the end, that's when it pinches. So I'm just going to kind of open the seam up as I'm going to keep it from pinching my blade. Okay, that ought to do it. Alright, now it's going to get a little loud, so bear with me, and let's have some fun cutting this barrel open. Okay, so it's pinched the blade, so I'm just going to reach back behind here, open it up a little, and finish off my cut. Now we'll flip it over. Back over here. Now there's a big chunk of ice under here that I'm rolling around inside of it. So that's what you're hearing. Okay, around, open that up. Okay, so now both sides are cut, and I'm going to flip it upside down. And this is where it's probably going to get some water drained out of it, but because I put gravel in here, doesn't matter. Water's going to just go right down and drain right out of the greenhouse underneath. So we're good there. Okay, so now we just zip right across the top. One more to go. There is a big chunk of ice under there. There. Last cut. Set my saw down, get rid of the and there we go, 2 half barrels and 1 big chunk of ice. I'm going to grab some gloves and I'll throw this out into the snow and let it melt outside. Should be finished melting, oh I don't know, around April. February now. We had about 15 inches of snow last night, so it's a little white outside. It's right up to the doorstep. Nice and bright out there, but very white. I think we'll just roll it right out. Okay. That gets rid of that. I've already cut one other barrel, so I'm going to line them up right here and just kind of see how far we go. We're probably going to make the beds raised up so they're about that high. So we don't really have to bend over when we're doing our harvesting and things like that. Do that. I'm just going to line them up. I think I'm going to put probably some board in between them. So I want to account for that spacing. And again, as I've said on my other videos, folks, I do things a little differently, but it gets the job done. So if you're sitting there scratching your head going, why isn't he doing it a certain other way? That's because that's how I don't do it that way. I just go with what works for me. Alright, one more half barrel. We'll see where we go. We're doing this because we want to find out whether or not we are only going to use 4 half barrels, or if we want to use one more, so we have 5 half barrels across here. If I only use the 4, well, I've got 2 other barrels, so I'll be able to use those as rain catchers to help replenish water when I need to, things like that. So we'll see what happens. The whole thing is whether or not Mama Squirrel wants a 5th half barrel over here. That's the big thing. If Mama Squirrel wants it, Mama Squirrel gets it. Okay. So that's about the spacing that I'm going to have on my barrels. Let me grab a tape measure. see how far that is. That's right to 143 inches, about 12 feet down is what that is right now. So it's 12 feet, and this is a 20-foot greenhouse. So what we've got then, on the end where the camera is right now, I've got a little bistro section set up, a little table and some chairs, something that we can come out and sit down at and enjoy the greenhouse. So there's basically 8 feet left. Each one of these barrels is, well, I can just simply do this. I can take this one and just take it down here, and that'll give me my distance and whether or not I want to do it. Well, it might be doable, folks. I might be able to put a 5th barrel in there. That might just be a plan. It takes me just about to the bistro. I've got to get Mama Squirrel out here to take a look at this, and if she approves, then I'm going to be cutting another barrel in half. Alright, stay tuned and we'll find out. Does she approve or doesn't she approve? We'll find out on the next round. Okay folks, so we got our area cleaned up here, and we've already pre-cut our pieces for the legs that we're going to make now for the for our grow beds. And basically what it looks like, this is what the leg will look like when it's all done. This curve here is for the barrel to set into, and we're going to have multiple legs down through here, and then we'll tie them all together with some 2x4s to make it nice and sturdy, and hopefully that should do it for us. So we're going to get cracking on it. I'm going to have Chipmunk come on over, and we're going to start. So what we're going to do is you take your drill, and I got to get some screws. These 3-inch screws. I got my drill, you got your drill, and what we're going to do first off is let's take some of these nice ones are going to be left for the end. Okay. Bring me one of those pieces. One of those pieces there. Yeah, we had that one too. Okay. I'm going to hold it here, and I'm going to put some dots where I want you to drill one hole. You drill a hole right there at that dot, straight down. Okay. Keep it going, and then pull it up, pull it up. Oh, cool. There you go. Alright, now I'm going to take mine and we're going to screw this one in. Now we're going to do two more holes. Now that I've got that one hole done, it won't go anywhere. And what this does is it makes it so that the wood doesn't split when I put my screw in. Okay? Bring it up. Okay, bring it up. Yeah. Got it? All right, flip it around, put this other leg on now. And let's turn it so it looks good. Centered up. Yeah, we'll start with the first one. Okay, doing good. That keeps it from the drill from falling off. Now, that's the basic stand. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll build all of these stands, and then we'll come back and we'll put the barrel things on. So what we'll do, I'll have you go over and stop the camera, Chipmunk, and we'll build these, and then we'll start it back up when it's time to do the barrel stand. Okay, so now what Chipmunk and I are going to do, we've completed all of our legs. So now we're going to take these legs and we're going to screw on some barrel, I guess you'd call them barrel stops, so that they support the bottom of the barrel better. But we swapped where now Chipmunk is going to be doing I'm going to be doing the drilling, and Chipmunk is going to be screwing them in. So we've done we swapped a little bit. Okay, here we go. Now this first one only gets 2. Nope, put a screw on there. Yep. Okay, you line it up, line into the screw up with the hole. There you go. Okay, good. Alright, I'm going to put another one on this side. There you go. Good. Yep. Okay, so that is going to be the end over here. So we're going to set that one over there. Now the rest of them actually get 4. You got it? Okay. So, we're going to put 2 on either side now. Because this is going to be supporting 2 different barrels. We'll do one at a time. Get yourself a screw.
Oh.
Okay. Good. Where's that other one? Is this awesome? Okay. Now, I'm going to put 2 on the other side because there's going to be 1 barrel here and another barrel here. So we got to support both ends of the barrel. Okay. Got yourself a screw? All right. Another one. Good job. Okay. So there is the next leg. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the rest of these barrel supports, and then we'll come back when it's time to put them all together and make the whole rack. Okay, so we have gotten all of our barrel supports mounted onto our legs, and now it is time to put all of the legs together to one big thing. So we're going to have Chipmunk come on back over again. We've already pre-marked our longer 2x4s. And we're just going to start off with this one here. Let's see here.
That.
It's going to be up there. I want you to drill a hole. Hold on, where's my... Wait a second, go ahead, you can put, I know what we can do. I know. We can take the one on the end.
One on the end.
This one here. Why don't you go up towards that side for a minute?
Oh, then we'll go both to the
And we're just gonna, I'm just gonna set these in here to help hold it.
And then let me.
That'll help hold them up. Now,
It's in the floor.
you gotta find that. I don't know what happened to the marker. What did we do with the marker?
Oh, I tapped it.
Well, we can use, alright?
Yeah.
We'll use a pen.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, stand over there.
I'll look anyways. Once you find that marker. Send me in the head and don't me in the head.
Sorry.
That's a line up with the line. Now we just like to...
Okay, why don't you put a hole Right there.
Let go. Oh.
Alright?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna set that down for a second. Get my screw. Alright. Move out of the way. Now, let's do the same thing
with this.
You want to do it on that end? Okay. Hold on.
Grab the board. Oh, I said on the side. That's good.
Yep.
Okay. So I can sit down right on here. So I can do it. Right on here. Oh, wait. Where am I doing it?
Go.
Let's go.
Oh, wait a minute. Stop. And go.
Get you into the bin.
Okay.
No. Whoa, no. Does it open?
Yeah. Now you have to get out of the way so I get my drill in there. Alright.
Then we got the board from here to there.
Yep.
And we just have to nail the side and that's it.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this is square.
I will get, when we're done, I'm going to get the thing. Well, my question is, Daddy, how is the buckets going to connect from the sun over to that end to that?
We're going to have these supports in here too.
Yeah, but how from a barrel, from the barrel to another barrel? That's my question.
Each barrel is going to be separate with plumbing.
Yeah, but how are we going to connect them to get all the water over there?
We're going to make what's called a bell siphon.
There's a bell siphon.
A bell siphon is a way that drains the water out of the barrel, and we're going to have a pipe underneath going all the way, and that's going to drain the water all the way out for us. Okay, pull it out.
I know, I am.
Pull it out, you're good. Alright. Make sure that's square, and put a hole right there.
Now I'm going to sit down here. I'm going to lay on my knee, and then with a pipe, and
Alright. Okay.
Now the next side. And that's it for today.
Well, we're going to put all these in here.
Now.
Well, we'll do as much as you want. If you're tired, you can go in. I can finish it off. It doesn't matter.
Maybe I will help you with one of these, and then I can. And then we'll
Okay. Well, let's put this other board on, and then we'll do the very center one,
Oh.
and then you can go in.
Maybe for the next video.
Okay.
Maybe then the next video I will.
Okay. Would you like to go over and turn that one off now?
Oh yeah. We're gonna do that one now.
We can turn that off for now, and you can go in and rest.
And maybe play some Roblox.
Well, I'm not going to play Roblox. I'm going to keep going on this.
No, I'm not gonna rest. I'm not gonna turn it off and rest. I'm just gonna help you to the next video.
Oh, okay. So we're going to turn the video off, and then we're going to work and do more.
Yeah, until the next video.
Oh, okay.
Then I will stop and then.
Are you going to turn that video off for now then?
Yeah, and then I said like stop.
You haven't yet. Go ahead.
Oopsies. So they've been watching us
Yeah.
for the whole entire time.
Yeah.
Oopsies.
All right, so we're going to keep going and putting the rest of these in. When Chipmunk gets across the boards and stops it. Okay, so we've got our rack built. And let me show you just kind of how this goes. I'm going to get a barrel half and put in it.
Want me to
Still
help?
got to clean these up a little bit. But basically, it's going to drop right in like that. And that'll do it. We're going to have another support in the middle to hold them in, and that's it. So we'll get those supports put in, we'll put our barrels in place, and then we'll start on the top rack
And that will be.
and see where that goes. Okay folks, so Chipmunk and I have finished building the framework bench for our barrels. We put the barrels in and capped it off with some 1x3 just to kind of dress it up a little bit. And this is going to be our grow beds down along this side here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put bell siphons in each one of these, and we'll run a drain pipe underneath to drain down back into the fish tank on the other side of the greenhouse. We're going to start with putting in these bulkhead fittings. I've already pre-drilled the barrels and I'll put them in. And I think probably what I'll do is once I have all of my materials cut for making the bell siphon, I'll bring you into one of the barrels and let you watch me put this thing together, so you see just how the bell siphon works, and so you see just how I've done it. For now, I'm just going to take some measurements, find out how deep I want my water to be, and how deep the gravel is going to be inside these barrels. I'm probably going to bring the gravel up to about an inch or so underneath the trim here, and then the water will probably be about 1.5 inches to 2 inches below that, is where the height of the water will be at the fullest level. So I'll take those measurements, cut up my materials, and then I'll come back and we'll put it all together, and you can watch me do that. Okay, I'm going to show you real quickly how we're going to put this bell siphon together. First thing I'm going to do is just take a little bit of silicone and put some silicone around the edge here. Okay. And we've got a washer on this side of the bell siphon, and another washer is going to go up from underneath. So we'll put that bell siphon there, right down in there. Seat it really good into the silicone. I'll come up from underneath and screw it in. Now you got important to remember the threads are actually left-handed, so they're backwards threads. Which is kind of hard to get used to. There we go. Probably should have had Chipmunk out here helping me with that. So now we'll put basically the 8-inch riser, go right in there like that. Put our 8-inch cover, and then our top, like that. And then this here will sit over top of it. I've got holes in this to let the water come in. Basically the water's going to come in and then go into that, and that's going to cause the siphon. So that'll sit right over top of there. This has slats in it just to keep the gravel from going in. So we'll put this over top of that, and that's just to keep the dirt out of everything. And that's pretty much how it's going to be. The rest will be filled up with dirt around it. These other pieces will go underneath, and that'll be good. And that's all there is to it. That's the bell siphon. Okay, so here's our grow beds all done. We've got bell siphons in each one of them, right in the center there. And some of them I've already made guards for. These just go down over top of the bell siphon to hold in the, make sure the gravel and thing doesn't get around the bell siphon and clog it up. And the roots and things like that. We've got it all plumbed in down below. We look down below here. Right there, coming out of the barrel and down into the main pipe, which goes down into the ground over to the fish tank. I got the fish tank covered up right now just to keep it a little warmer inside there. Still got snow on the ground outside. So there you go, the grow beds are done. Okay folks, well that's about it for now. We're going to wrap up this video on the grow beds. They're completed and ready for the gravel and planting. I'm kind of excited because my strawberry plants came today, and they're all bare root plants, and I got 50 of them came in, so we're going to plant our strawberry towers here probably sometime this weekend. We'll be able to get, I believe, 35 plants in here, if I figured that right. And so we'll have a few extra. We might make up a strawberry jar or something like that to set around. And I've also got bedding plants already up. I can probably bring out the tomatoes and the peppers and probably the cucumbers as well and put them over along the side. Get those going. We've got some herbs up already. The parsley's up, and of course we planted some catnip and some cat grass for the kitties, and that's up and things like that. So we'll be getting things going on the herb rack as well. Oh, and we got lettuce going, of course. That seems to grow no matter what you do to it. So stay tuned for that. I don't know as I'll show you how I plant those. I might just plant everything, then just give you a rundown of what it all looks like with the plants in them and things operating. So that's it for now from Papa Squirrel. We'll see you next time.